we would like to welcome you. We are so excited that you are a part of the LJCC family. The parents are a very important part of our program. They are not only your child's first teachers, but also our #1 recruiters. Your recommendation is very important. We want you to feel proud of your children's education and to share your experience with other families in the community who could benefit from this program. Family Services, ERSEA. Family Worker, ERSEA. Our component is made up of the ERSEA and Family Worker team. ERSEA workers assist families in the initial intake application and ensures the child's participation in the program throughout the year. Our work as a family worker is focused on providing families with all the necessary help to give them an advantage in life and help them create and achieve goals for their benefit and that of their family. Attendance. The ERSEA team is in charge of keeping track of the attendance for each child. Regular attendance has a direct impact on school readiness and future school success. It affects children's learning and also the habits it instills. Because of this, we continuously monitor child absences. We help families identify strategies to help them overcome any hurdles that might interfere with regular attendance. Our program implements a process to ensure children are safe when they do not arrive at school. If a child is unexpectedly absent and a parent has not contacted the program within 1 hour of program start time by 8:30 a.m., the ERSEA worker will attempt to contact the parent to ensure the child's well-being. If the parent is not reached, the ERSEA worker will contact the emergency contacts provided by the parents in the child's application. If the ERSEA worker is unable to reach the parents and the emergency contacts, they must conduct a home visit. Consecutive absences. ERSEA workers must conduct a home visit if a child has multiple unexplained absences, 3 absences, and create an action plan to ensure that the child's attendance gets better. For absences related to doctor's appointments, please provide the appropriate paperwork to your designated ERSEA worker. Family assessment. The family worker will take 2 assessments each year, 1 at the beginning of each school year and 1 at the end. The assessment takes approximately 45 minutes and is used to determine a family's strengths and needs. Family needs. You can always contact your assigned family worker to let them know of any needs your family may have, including food, shelter, etc. They will assist and guide you to the appropriate staff and resources based on the urgency and intensity of identified family needs. Family goals. The family service workers will create a family-oriented goal and help parents take the necessary steps to achieve it. They will establish and implement a shared process with parents in which staff and families will review individual progress, review goals, assess and monitor if goals are being met, and adjust strategies on an ongoing basis as needed. Home visits. The family worker assigned to your family will make 2 home visits during the school year, 1 in November and another in July. These home visits are to review the evaluation and follow up on the needs and goals of the family. Parent consent forms. The family will complete and sign 16 consents required by LJCC. The assigned family worker will explain and assist you in the process. Our goal is for you to be properly oriented. Parent agreement. To be a model parent for everyone. I will use appropriate, respectful, and friendly language at school. I will address all staff and family in a respectful manner. To dress appropriately while on school grounds. No inappropriate attire, including but not limited to revealing clothing, obscene or offensive writing on clothing, sleepwear, etc. To use a cell phone only outside of the classroom. To follow all traffic rules, including appropriate parking, no children under 15 left alone in the car, lowering music to an acceptable level, not leaving the engine running, etc. I understand that if necessary, proper authorities will be called. To provide valid identification when requested by staff. Anyone picking up my child must also be able to present appropriate identification when requested before my child is released. To keep my emergency contact list current. Only those listed on the emergency contact list will be allowed to pick up my child. To follow Les Jardins program hours policy. Drop off from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Pick up no later than 5:30 p.m. I understand that not picking up my child during program hours is considered neglect and will require involvement of authorities, DCF. To maintain compliance with DCF regulations by ensuring that my child has updated health documentation on file. I agree to keep all such information current and up to date throughout the duration of my participation in the program. Documentation includes physical exams, immunizations, and dental exams. Missing or expired documents will result in exclusion per licensing regulations. To ensure my child attends school every day that they are able to. I will contact the center immediately when my child cannot attend. To keep my child home when they are affected by a contagious condition or on the advice of Les Jardins staff or healthcare professionals. To attend the scheduled parent committee meetings on a regular basis. I will also volunteer my time and services to the program as often as possible. To first address concerns at parent-teacher conferences. To make myself available and participate in discussions regarding my child's health, education, behavior, or concerns, progress, goals, assessments, home visits, etc. To allow Les Jardins staff to make home visits during the school year at my convenience. To allow pictures of my child to be used in newspapers, displays, bulletin boards, educational publications, films and television presentations for educational, training, and recruitment activities. To complete the child neglect and abuse training provided by Les Jardins. To comply with the standards described in the Les Jardins EHS Parent Handbook. To comply with the standards described in the handout Know Your Child Care Center. To work with my family worker to develop goals and objectives. Transition. The family worker plans transition meetings to ensure the most appropriate placement and service after participation in early Head Start. 6 months prior to the child's 3rd birthday, the family worker will meet with the parent regarding the child's transition to Head Start. The family worker informs parents of the steps that must be followed so that their child is fully prepared for the transition to the Head Start program. During the 3-month transition meeting, which is 3 months prior to the child's 3rd birthday, the family worker shows the child's strengths and goals. These were provided by the teacher and based on her observations. The family worker continues to inform parents interested in placing their child in a Head Start classroom so that the child can begin adjusting to a larger classroom. The family worker meets with the parents for the child's 1-month transition meeting, which is 1 month prior to the child's 3rd birthday. Parents are informed of the documents they need to submit for the Head Start application.
Please follow Les Jardins on social media. We post constant updates through Instagram and through Facebook. We'll post what's going on in the classroom as well as special events that are upcoming, and it's a way for the parents to stay informed and up to date with everything that's going on in the centers.
Thank you.
Creative curriculum. Leharling implements the creative curriculum for infants, toddlers, and twos. The creative curriculum is a comprehensive, research-based curriculum that helps teachers understand developmentally appropriate practices and how to offer nurturing daily routines and meaningful experiences that meet children's strengths, interests, and needs. If the interactions children have are nurturing, consistent, and loving, and the experience they have are appropriately challenging, then infants, toddlers, and twos grow and flourish. In such an environment, children learn to trust and joyfully explore their surroundings, making discoveries and developing a sense of themselves as confident learners and caring human beings. Learning environment. Children learn through active learning, concentrating on interests and individual needs. Teachers implement developmentally appropriate practices along with meaningful learning experiences throughout the day. The environment is designed for infants and toddlers to feel safe, secure, and inviting. The curriculum material provides teachers with strategies and experiences to form positive child-adult and child-to-child relationships. Provides both intentional and non-intentional teacher opportunities and individualizes experiences in order to scaffold learning. Teaching strategies gold. Understand each child's needs based on developmentally appropriate milestones. Teaching Strategies Gold is an authentic, observation-based assessment system for children from birth through kindergarten. The system may be implemented with any developmentally appropriate curriculum. It blends ongoing observational assessment for all areas of development and learning with performance tasks for selected predictors of school success in the areas of literacy and numeracy. Teaching Strategies Goals can be used to assess all children, including English language learners, including children with Individualized Family Service Plan, IFSP, and Individual Education Program, IEPs, and children who demonstrate competency beyond typical developmental expectations. Color-coded progress guide teachers towards selecting and adapting activities that support each child's development and learning. Meaningful reports inform classroom practices and individualized instruction. Objectives for development and learning. Teaching Strategies Gold enables teachers to focus on and measure the knowledge, skills, and behavior most predictive of school success. The tool has a total of 38 objectives. 2 objectives are related specifically to English language acquisitions. The color bands are based on widely held expectations and cover a range of skills within each objective. The curriculum and assessment resources align with the Head Start program performance standards and the Head Start Early Learning Outcome Framework, ages birth through 5. The Teaching Strategies Gold Assessment System. The Teaching Strategies Gold Assessment System yields highly valid and reliable results. The results of the current research strongly validates that teachers are able to use Teaching Strategies Gold to make valid ratings of the developmental progress of children across the intended age range from birth to kindergarten. Screenings. Developmental screenings is a process involving partnerships with parents to identify concern about a child's development. Screening alone is not enough to identify a developmental concern. Rather, it helps staff and parents decide whether to refer a child for more evaluation by a qualified professional. The earlier a possible delay is identified, the earlier a program can refer the child for further evaluations and additional support and services. Teachers complete the ASQ3 and the ASQ SE2 screenings within 45 days of a child entering the program. Home visits, parent-teacher conferences. Home visits and parent-teacher conferences are conducted twice a year to discuss child's progress, screening results, and any other important information the teacher and parent would like to discuss. Parent-teacher conferences provide information pertaining to the child's areas of strength and areas of improvement. During the home visits, teachers share the Teaching Strategies Goals report that explains areas of progress and the areas which the teacher would work with the child at school to reach their full potential. A parent can request a parent-teacher conference with their child's teacher when needed. Hello Family flyers, creative curriculum learning games, daily lesson plan. At the beginning of each month, the teaching staff will post and send the Hello Families and learning games so that parents can see what their child will be learning each month and be able to extend the activity to their home, such as hands-on activities, science, art, safety, nutrition activities, etc. The lesson plan is also accessible to all parents, including a section for weekly parent input. Family engagement volunteers. Lehading understands the importance of parent involvement and encourages families to become hands-on through regular volunteering opportunities and special activities. Family engagement is really important to Lehading. Ongoing research shows that family engagement in schools improves students' achievements, reduces absenteeism, and restores parents' confidence in their child's education. Children with involved parents or other caregivers are confident, have better social skills, and show improved behavior. Parents and families can volunteer in several ways, such as assisting the teacher or child with daily routine, special activities, preparing for events, reading a book, assisting in gardening, cleaning and disinfecting toys and materials, or donating cultural items from their home. Annual events. Early Head Start programs also link children and families to other services in the community to improve their quality of life. Our goal is to continue improving the quality of life for children and families in our community while providing the tools for them to become our future doctors, scientists, businessmen, and women. Art and Jazz Night Under the Stars. Children will be participating in an art project using various artist techniques and styles, and parents are encouraged to work with their children and their teachers during this process. Their artwork will be displayed at Lehading's annual Art and Jazz Night. Books come to life. Lehading emphasizes the importance of literacy through several initiatives. Every year, children participate in Books Come to Life event, where each classroom chooses a book, and children and staff create costumes and props related to the story. Parents can volunteer to organize this event or make costumes or props. Father-daughter dance. Lehading involves fathers and other male figures who play an important role in the lives of our children through activities and events. The main objective is to strengthen the relationship between fathers and daughters.
Please follow Desjardins on social media. We post constant updates through Instagram and through Facebook. We'll post what's going on in the classroom as well as special events that are upcoming, and it's a way for the parents to stay informed and up to date with everything that's going on in the centers.
Please feel free to ask any questions or provide any comments or concerns. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to all Desjardins parents, guardians, and staff to the Health, Nutrition, and Safety Orientation. My name is Cassandra Couch, and I am the Health and Nutrition Coordinator. Chastity Angeles is the Center 4 and 5B Health Facilitator. Katie Diaz is the Center 2A, 8, and Center 6 Facilitator. and Angelica Vasquez is the Center 7 health facilitator. Safety. In the event of a fire, Le Jardin Community Center follows local fire department procedures. Designated staff will contact the local fire department if the fire alarm does not sound. Each classroom has in effect an evacuation plan and emergency exit route posted in each classroom. Smoke detectors are located in each classroom and the batteries are replaced yearly. Monthly fire alarm tests are conducted. Severe weather. When severe weather is announced, personnel are to walk to a safe designated area. All windows and doors in the building are secured. If an accident or incident occurs during the severe disaster weather, an accident or incident report will be conducted. High priority lockdowns. The emergency responders will notify building occupants that this is not a drill and that the campus is under high priority lockdown through their use of megaphones and walkie-talkies. Minimal movement is permitted within the safe place. No staff member can linger outside or around the center. Low priority lockdowns. The emergency responder will notify building occupants that this is not a drill and that the campus is under low priority lockdown through the use of megaphones and walkie-talkies. Movement is allowed within the classroom. Staff will guard all outside exits to prevent internal movement of students. Bathroom needs for children can be attended under adult supervision. Health documentation includes all events that are part of the early screening, diagnosis, prevention, and treatment schedule. Required health documentation is comprised of well baby checkups that start from 4 and move on to 36 months, dental examinations, lab work, including hemoglobin and lead, hearing and vision screens, any IHPs or individual health plans for chronic conditions and medications that are at use, or any follow-up services that may be needed. Medication administration. In the event that medication needs to be administered for a chronic illness or disease, individual healthcare plan is necessary. The healthcare provider instructs staff on how to administer prescribed and non-prescribed medications, as well as what to do for a chronic condition, severe allergy, or in case of emergency in response to a medical condition. Medication form for short duration medications are accepted. Health alert. Health alerts are conducted to inform parents of any health issues identified by staff that need immediate attention or have the ability to spread infectious disease to classmates or staff. Some of these conditions include, but are not limited to, chickenpox, diarrhea and vomiting, staphylococcal infections, pink eye, flu-like symptoms, temperature over 99, rash, streptococcal infections, hand, foot, and mouth disease, lice scabies, COVID-19, or dental decay and abscesses. Nutrition. Nutrition concerns include but are not limited to allergies or menu modifications for religious or medical conditions. Special menus. If your child has a food allergy, a special menu will be created with a doctor's note and or the IHP. This will have to be updated yearly.
Mental health and disability component. It's composed of a licensed mental health professional, a mental health consultant, disability facilitators, and a behavior support specialist. During enrollment, parent completes an enrollment application and interview process with the assigned family worker. Possible concerns or services that your child may already be receiving should be disclosed by the parent at this time. If there are parent concerns or prior services, the family worker will complete a referral to mental health or disability component staff for follow-up. Therapist requirements. If a child is receiving therapeutic services on site, the therapist must comply with a series of requirements for clearance to provide services in the classroom. Parents of children receiving therapeutic services on site will be required to sign consent forms to allow therapists to provide services to their child on site. Once the therapist has been cleared and all requirements have been met, the therapist is allowed at the center to provide services. Currently, the following services are permitted on site: physical therapy, occupational therapy, ABA therapy, mental health counseling, and infant and toddler developmental specialist. Developmental screenings. Within the first 45 calendar days of enrollment, children receive developmental screenings in the classroom setting, administered by teaching staff in collaboration with parents. Screening results. If results are borderline, show an area of concern, or teacher or parent notes a concern regarding the child's development at any point during the program year, the teacher will complete the referral process to the mental health and disability component for follow-up. Referral process. Mental health and disability staff will meet with the teacher and parent in order to develop a follow-up intervention plan. The goals or strategies on the plan are carried out by the teacher in the classroom and by the parent in the home. Follow-up on the child's progress is conducted monthly. If additional concerns are noted, goals achieved, or condition resolved, an additional meeting is requested with parent by appropriate staff to update plan as needed. All parents of children with developmental concerns will be offered a referral to Early Steps or Fiddlers to assess the child's eligibility for services under the Individuals with Disability Education Act. If the parent consents to the referral, the mental health or disability staff will assist the parents through the evaluation process. If the child meets eligibility, an individualized family support plan or individualized education plan will be developed. While pending further evaluation, the individualized follow-up intervention plan is implemented and the child is referred to a local agency to receive additional support services. Examples include physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, or mental health counseling. Definition of disability. Any condition of the body or mind that makes it more difficult for the person with the condition to do certain activities and interact with the world around them. Each child is unique and has unique needs, so no single approach to caring for children with special needs can be applied to all children, even those with the same disability or special need. Les Jardins Community Center practices inclusion, meaning we include children of all abilities in the same classroom. Types of disabilities. Learning disabilities are difficulties acquiring knowledge or skills to the level expected of those the same age. Problems can interfere with learning basic skills such as reading, writing, and/or math. This may mean difficulty communicating, learning, and retaining information. Emotional or behavioral disabilities affects a person's thinking, emotional state, and behaviors. Physical disabilities may affect either temporarily or permanently a person's physical capacity and/or mobility. Sensory disabilities affect one or more senses. These include sight, hearing, smell, touch, and taste. Adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, are potentially traumatic events that occur in childhood, ages 0 to 17 years old, such as experiencing violence, abuse, or neglect, witnessing violence in the home, or having a family member attempt or die by suicide. Also included are aspects of the child's environment that can undermine their sense of safety, stability, and bonding, such as growing up in a household with substance misuse, mental health problems, or instability due to parental separation or incarceration of a parent, sibling, or other member of the household. Traumatic events in childhood can be emotionally painful or distressing and can have effects that persist over years. Factors such as the nature, frequency, and seriousness of the traumatic event, prior history of trauma, and available family and community supports can shape a child's response to trauma. Trauma, SAMHSA describes individual trauma as resulting from an event, series of events, or set of circumstances that is experienced by an individual as physically or emotionally harmful or life-threatening, and that has lasting adverse effects on the individual's functioning and mental, physical, social, emotional, or spiritual well-being. Trauma has no boundaries with regard to age, gender, socioeconomic status, race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. Trauma is a common experience for adults and children in American communities, and it is especially common in the lives of people with mental health and substance use disorders. For this reason, the need to address trauma is increasingly seen as an important part of effective behavioral health care and a part of the healing and recovery process. Mental health staff are available to provide additional resources and referrals if you or your child has experienced or are currently experiencing trauma. Contact information for the licensed mental health professional and the mental health consultant are posted in the front of every center and are listed below. If additional assistance is needed with contacting a member of the mental health team, please work with your family worker for further guidance. Thank you.